There we go. Perfect. Right, we're going to get started now. But I just want to say well done to everyone. Obviously, I've you can't might not be able to see it very clearly, but 1930. I've done 300, so that's £1,600 raised from the boot camp that I did, 3-day boot camp. So yeah, really happy, really happy. So big thank you to everyone. I think you know what I'm going to do this. Every month, and so it should be really happy. So big thank you. Hopefully, if I leave it open with 70 quid away, I wanted to get to 2K, and then obviously I'll publish everything of obviously me giving it to the charity a bit later on. But yeah, brilliant. It makes us all kind of feel good, and yeah, it's nice. So big thank you to everyone. Right, let's just get everything going. The link is just obviously in a circle. If you look at my post yesterday, it is in there. So yeah, right. Let's bigger some when I've looked at it, there's a little bit more green. All right, but obviously first things first. I want us to remember there is a reason why I go through the same routine every morning is because I want to drill it into everyone. I mean, it is a bit hard work for me because I do it every morning. But yeah, let me delete this now. Right, so when I woke up this morning, this was just a bloodbath. All right, it was very red. Look at Bitcoin. You know what I mentioned about below the 70 mark? It hit below. I actually think it might drop a bit lower. There was a speech yesterday that the US government apparently can't afford to bail out Bitcoin. I need to look into it a little bit more. I don't think it needs a bailout. It's just blooming hype, isn't it? But they can't afford to buy anymore because they got to be start to be looking to buy yen as a bit of a tactic because obviously the amount of government bonds that yen own. Yeah, but this is a good scenario for Bitcoin or for anyone who has always been on the fence about it. When you think it's dropped, it normally drops a little bit more. So I'm gonna be having a look. Like we've always got to look at the liquidity areas. All right, it's this area here, isn't it? You can see here prices come out, struggle, but busted past it. Technically, support. You could argue, here what ends up happening? Price comes down, tests the top of it, moves. Basic 101 trading. All right. So when we're now obviously in this, I mean, if it goes to the 60, I just cannot recommend you buy it because and hold it. No, leverage. Just go to a exchange. That would be my recommendation. I can't see it dropping below, but I do believe one day Bitcoin might surprise everyone. I mean, we've seen it with silver. I doubt there's going to be many silver traders anymore. We're already 10% today. I think when I woke up it was like 12. So if you look at the whole history of silver, we've obviously had I think about 20 to 30% of it wiped out. It's crazy. If you think like this is the total history. I mean, it will go down to zero, I guess. Yeah. So, if you think it was at 120, it's now at 80. Yeah. So 30% wiped out, right? It was a little bit more. It was about 35%. So, silver, hopefully everyone, it's a valuable kind of lesson to learn, but hopefully everyone has learned. Don't hop on the bandwagon because I think there's been a lot of money swallowed up. But yeah, yen was the opposite. Yen starting to, strengthen up now nicely. This was all red. So there's a bit of a, shift in tone. This was zero point 0.7, so I know that USDJPY is in profit because it's now 0.19. Right. Let's obviously have a look at, stock markets. Had a bit of a crash, Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're into Thursday. I think we might see a bit of a recovery. Um, US 30 still at the top 30 companies holding strong. How's Tesla doing? 3.7%. Big drop today. So yeah, let's wait and see. It's always good to keep an eye on it. But yeah, yields are still holding. Still obviously holding. We've obviously got this area which I've just left it on, but obviously still holding. Dollar, starting to have that turn. All right, yields are holding, which means money is, staying in. I think dollar will come up and test 98, and I do think this is the real test here. All right, if dollar comes back and breaks 98 and it's looking good, I think we're gonna completely, shift tone. One thing I think you'll notice this morning is I haven't pushed our trades too far at all. So because it is, something that I want to be aware of. So yeah. Looking into the news that we've got coming out today. All right. So we have got at 12, right? We've got an interest rate decision for the Bank of England looking to hold. All right. The interest rate decision for the US held. Um, Obviously, it was the speech that, was potentially potentially pushed things like gold up, even though they held interest rates. I actually think the Bank of England are starting to turn a bit hawkish, same as Europe. So I actually think our trades, we need to be a bit careful today. So I want to be out of everything this morning by probably 11. That's the goal. And then I want to just watch this happen. And then obviously, yes, we'll wait for this to come out. Probably looking to come out and place a trade between quarter past and half past one. I want to be out before jobless claims because I've got a good feeling about it. I think it's going to strengthen the dollar. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens there. So I'm going to I'll be monitoring from like 12, but obviously I'll be posting from about quarter past one because I do want to be in before this because I think it's going to be good for us. So yeah, today is one of those, days, I always mention about wait for the waves to be created, and then obviously once they are, we'll ride in and all will be good. And obviously this is a prime example about getting in early, that then out, letting all this news happen, getting in and then out. We're obviously gonna navigate through everything. So that is our main kind of goal here. So yeah. Right, let's have a look at everything. AUD USD running in a bit of drawdown. GBP USD running a bit of drawdown. Euro USD running a bit of drawdown. USDJPY is running nicely. I think if we can get a nice turn on the dollar, if you look at dollar here, we've got a lot of support here where we're coming into. So we'll wait and see. I actually think 98. I'm going to call it now. I think this is going to get tested today. But that's one way. It's a wait and see. Gold, perfect entry. All right. We obviously had this entry here tapped. I know that lots of you have taken profit. Whoops. I know lots of you have taken profit here. Still everyone's like, why do you take profit there? That's like a 400 pip trade there. It's crazy, 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 crazy. So, be happy. Be happy. I think my original take profit was 860. I think it was like a 1 to 1. But obviously I wanted to just push it a bit more to these lows here. That's why I went for 4.8. So down here. Um, yeah, so like I mentioned, we got obviously USDJPY in good profit, got gold profit, euro just running in some drawdown, pound little bit of drawdown. I think we were a little bit high. Let me just adjust my entries and I will tell you where I am at right now. Let's have a look right here now. Right. So I am still in profit, even though I'm in drawdown on pound, euro, and Aussie. So this is GBP USD was 170, 170. So not much higher. So that was my entry on that. Aussie was Aussie was 81, 6781. Here we go. So in a little bit of drawdown on this one. I'm feeling good about these though. And Euro was yeah, 900. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens here. But yeah, I'm gonna hold for the time being. And then hopefully we can obviously capitalize and obviously get a bit of a turn. I think if dollar breaks through this area here, then yeah, we're going to have to look to close out. But I don't think it's going to. I think, like I'd said, I've just got this inkling, just because what you read, the optimism, I do think that 98 is going to get tested. So that is where we are at right now. A little bit of a slower, morning. Is gold price valid for another sale? Yeah, I think so. If we're looking at everything, yields holding, stocks obviously holding. So I think if dollar pumps or if dollar reacts from this level here, yes, then gold is gonna have no choice but to drop. I think equal low to yesterday is probably expected. I won't push it much further. Remember, I want to be out within 3 hours. That's my goal this morning. So no matter where we're at, even if it's not that big, I'm going to be out. But obviously, I'll keep you guys updated. Does anyone have any more questions? Any more for any more? Hopefully, you guys all obviously enjoyed the gold boot camp I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Obviously, I went through everything. Macros. So hopefully, obviously, you understood starting to understand it a bit more. And obviously I'll think of a different topic for next week that we can obviously. Sorry, I'm going to do it first week of March. It'll be during Ramadan. So when maybe we'll pick a charity according to that. And so yeah, but no, I hope everyone has a great day. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm chilling. So yeah, let's have a good one, guys. Have a good one.